Hello everybody, welcome to a new fraction lesson. Today we're going to be focusing on how to place any fraction on a number line with endpoints 0 and 1. So any fraction between 0 and 1. If we look over here on the side, we can see that there's some different types of fractions here. But today we're going to focus on how to figure out where we split up the number line and where to put different fractions on the number line. And if you feel a little bit confused, I did a fraction lesson last Friday and it's still posted if you want to go back and review. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to do a little bit of fluency here. Counting by fractional units. Count by fourths from 1/4 to 8/4 and back to 0. So if I had 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is also 1 whole, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4, which is actually 2 wholes. We'll go into that more later on. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, estimate to show and label 1/2. Well, if my point starts here at 0 and ends at 1, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to split this in half. And I'm going to kind of estimate. That's the best we can do. We're always going to try our best to make it even on each side. But I think I'm going to do right about here. And that's where 1/2 would go. And then if I went all the way to 1, that's where 2/2 would go. And then 0/2 over here. 1/2, 2/2. Now I'm looking at 1/4. That means I'm splitting up my number line into fourths, but I have to think about how many lines I'm going to do. If I'm doing fourths, I need 4 sections. That means I'm going to put 3 lines. I'm going to kind of estimate 1, 2, 3. And even you can kind of see it's a little uneven, but I'm trying my best here. Okay, so 0, I have 0/4. And then 1/4 would go right here. And I'm really just counting the section here. This from 0 to here is 1/4. So instead of counting the lines, I'm counting the sections. And then from here to here would be 2/4. And from 0 all the way to this line, it's 3/4. And from 0 all the way to 1, it's 4/4. So I found where this one belongs, which is 1/4. Estimate and label 1/3. So I know I'm splitting this up into 3 sections, not 3 lines I'm drawing, 3 sections. And if I want to create 3 sections, I'm going to draw 2 lines. 1, 2. Okay, so I'm really thinking about this section, 1, 2, 3. I want 3 sections to make thirds. Over here, I know that this is where 1/3 would go. And then 2/3, and then 3/3 to make 1 whole. Okay, estimate to show and label 1/6. Well, I want to make 6 sections to show sixths, but I need to draw 5 lines to show that. So I'm not going to draw 6 lines. Okay, let's see. I'll try my best here. I think I'm going to start by splitting this in half and then dividing up each half into thirds. This 3 and 3 make 6. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Okay. So I'm just counting this section here. From 0 to that first little section is 1/6. Then I go 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and then 6/6 are what give me that whole. But I really want to know where 1/6 would go, and that's where it goes, right in the beginning. Okay. So now we're getting a little bit more complicated. I have my number bond right here, and I have 2/3, and I have to think about what is my missing piece here. First of all, how many sections am I going to draw to figure out where 2/3 goes? Well, 3 down here, that's going to tell me my section. I also can look up here, thirds. That's how many sections I should have. If I want thirds, I'm going to draw 2 lines to make 3 sections. Here and here. Okay, so now I have 3 sections. And then my top number here, 2 up here, I can look at that, or 2 here, 2/3. That tells me how many sections I'm counting. So from 0 to 1/3, and then 1/3 to 2/3. That's my number at the top, 2. So that's where my 2/3 is going to go. And then this remaining section, how many more thirds do I need to get from here to that 1? Well, 2/3 plus 1/3 gives me 1 whole, or 3/3. So I just need 1 more third. So I'm going to put 1/3 down here to get me that 1 whole. Okay, locate the point 3/5 on a number line. So this might get kind of confusing because I see the number 3, but I'm dealing with fifths. And if I look at that bottom number here, 5, that tells me how much I'm splitting this up. So 5 sections. And if I want 5 sections, how many lines am I drawing? I'm drawing 4 lines to get 5 sections. So let's try my best here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I look at my sections, here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I wanted 5 sections. I have fifths now. That makes sense. Okay, but this top number, 3, is telling me how many sections I'm counting. 3. And I'm going to change my highlighter color so you can see that. Let's do green. Okay, 3/5. So I'm starting from 0. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is where 3/5 go. I'm not going 1, 2, 3. I'm counting the sections, 3/5. But sometimes we can start counting at 0 and get kind of thrown off. So this is where it goes, 3/5. And then how many more fifths do I need to get to 1 whole? Well, 3/5 plus what gives me 1 whole, or 5/5? Well, remember, I'm just adding the top number. So 3 plus what gives me 5? 4, 5. I need 2 more fifths to give me 1 whole, or 5/5. And that's from here to here. So that's going to be 2 more fifths. Okay. Locate the point 3/5 on a number line. Okay, so this one's actually might be a little bit easier. I already have my fifths split up, but now I need to figure out where 3/5 go. So from 0, that's where I'm starting. I'm counting the sections, not the lines. That's where things can get confusing. So from 0 to A, 1, 2/5. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. That's where that goes, 3/5. So if a question was asking me what letter is where 3/5 is, I would say it's at C. And that makes sense because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this is kind of thrown off. It should be 6 because there's 6 sections. I think that's a little typo there. Okay, 3/6, because now if I look at this, I caught my own mistake. I have 1, 2, 3 left. So that doesn't make sense. If I had 3/5, I should only have 2/5 left, but now there's 6. So I'm going to scratch that. Okay, this should be 3/6 and another 3/6. So what's going to give me 1 whole. Okay, I guess that's the end of my lesson. Please make sure you watch back the other number line video if you're getting a little confused. But remember, I'm just counting the sections, not the lines. And I want to see how you do on the Google form. If you feel like you're a little confused, pause the Google form and come back to this video. Okay, everybody, I miss you all. Have a great day.